Huge win for Red Star in the Europa League, 2-1 over Trabzonspor at the Maracana Stadium, keeping all hopes alive of advancing in the Europa League. No longer can finish first, but we can still finish second. And I think this is kind of the most important part here. You just want to be given a chance in the last match day 6, to kind of advance through to the group. Starting from the beginning of the match, in terms of the lineup, pretty much what you'd expect, apart from, I think, probably one change. Borjan in goal, and then you had Rakovic on one side, Rodic on the other, Milunovic and Dragovic as the center backs, and Srnic and Kanga as the defensive midfielders, Kate through the middle, and then Bukhari and Mitrovic on the wings with Pešić up top. So I posted my kind of mock lineup for this match, and I actually had Ivanic starting over Srnic, and everything else was pretty much the same. But this is what Milojevic chose to go with. Srnic has been, there for the important matches. He's started a lot of them, and he chose to go with him over someone like Ivanic. So the match in the first 22 minutes was not many chances. In the 23rd is when the first real chance came. It was a ball that was centered off from Rakovic to Kate, who forced the goalkeeper into making a really good stop, and that could have been 1-0 for Red Star, but it wasn't. In the 25th minute, unfortunately, Dragovic picked up a careless yellow card, and he misses the final match against Monaco, which will be a big blow to the team. And this you're obviously gonna have to make adjustments now with the back line, with Gobrić probably coming in at right back and then pushing Rakovic to his natural position, which is center back. But just a kind of a careless yellow, and I think he just kind of from the previous chance that was created, like the emotions kind of got to him, and he just kind of went through the player, through the Trabzonspor player, and picked up a yellow card. Maybe a little bit harsh, but you can't be careless. And I think the first one that he picked up in the group stage was a little bit careless too. I can't remember against who it was, but I think it was against Monaco in the first match, where he just kind of went through the player as well and just really didn't need to do that. In the 34th minute, Bardi hit the post, which actually Borjan kind of saved onto the post, and that was kind of like a warning sign from Trabzonspor going forward. Is a great shot from about 25-30 yards out from the left side, and the Borjan kind of pushed it onto the post, and anything could have happened. Could have bounced off the post, hit him in the back, and gone into the back of the net. Thankfully, that did not happen. 35th minute, so a minute right after that, Kanga sailed the ball over the bar, which was perfect layoff from Kate, and it just went over the bar. And 2 minutes later, Kate, off a defensive mistake from Trabzonspor, where Bukhari stole the ball and fed it to Kate from the spot. He just slotted it top corner where the goalkeeper couldn't get to it. Just a bad defensive mistake from Trabzonspor. I think they did quite a bit of that throughout the first half, where Red Star weren't just critical enough in punishing them, so Trabzonspor kind of got away with it. And Red Star wasn't much better in that segment either. Like every time the ball got in the back line, there was a lot of kind of nervousness, and I think Trabzonspor did a lot of that in the second half. Both teams kind of cleaned it up in the second, but that kind of happened throughout the first half, where it was just some half chances were created from just giveaways at 25-30 yards away from the net, and that's just something that you don't need. 39th, Bakasetas from the free kick. Again, the free kick, it's a tough one to take. Kanga kind of dove into a challenge, I would say. When I watched the replay, I didn't really think it was worthy of a free kick. But Bakasetas, beautifully taken, hits Mitrovic on the back, and Borjan's going one way and the ball goes the other way. And at first it looked like maybe that Borjan just didn't see the ball, or that he completely misguided where it was going. But it did deflect off Mitrovic's back, and something that my father always told me when I started playing football is never turn your back on the ball. It's literally not going to kill you. It'll sting for a little bit, but it's not going to kill you. And to never turn your back, because once you turn away and you're not looking where the ball is, the player can do anything with it. And it's always important to keep an eye on the ball. But in terms of, again, the free kick, I thought it was a really good free kick. It was from probably 25-30 yards out, and the bounce goes one way, the other way, and that's what happens. And I think so I spoke a little bit about teams struggling in the defensive third, and I think Kanga does a lot of that, where he messes around with the ball quite a little bit. he did that on 2 or 3 occasions in that first half. Thankfully, he cleaned it up in the second half, but it's something that he's kind of always done when he's been on the team, and that's something that he has to be careful, because when you get to the stage of Champions League or Europa League, good teams will punish you for every mistake that you made most of the time. So that's something that you kind of have to clean up. I think with him, you're just, at this point, you just kind of deal with it because he's done so much great for the team, but it's something that he has to clean up as much as he can. And like I said, I thought Trabzonspor was pretty weak in the first half in terms of defensive play and just kind of scrambling a little bit. 56th minute, Hamšík hits the woodwork, which could have changed, where the match was going, like the direction of the match. Erakovic and Milinovic were kind of in tight quarters, and they had to do a little bit better to deal with that. I think it was a 1-2 that was played with Trezeguet and Hamšík, and that thankfully just hit the crossbar and bounced out. And then 64th minute, Pešić. Kate picks the ball up in the midfield area, gives the ball to Bukhari, who beats his man, crosses it in, and Pešić nods it home from about 3-4 yards out. And Pešić has been kind of in form. On the weekend, he scored 2 goals, the game winner against Radnički Niš in a hard-fought match in the 97th minute. So he's kind of rounding into form, and honestly, he gets tired by the 75th minute because he's doing so much work off the ball. He's not someone who's gonna wow you and score 30 goals in a season, but he does a lot of work off the ball, and he picked up a yellow card in the first half because he kind of slid into the goalkeeper as he was trying to clear it. So that just kind of shows you his willingness to do the dirty work for the team, and in this case he got the perfect opportunity and scored. It was a great cross by Bukhari as well, who I thought had his moments where he was really good in this match, and as the match went on, he did a lot of defensive work. So that was in the 64th minute. I would say everything from the 64th minute on was kind of Trabzonspor just nailing Red Star in its own final third and trying to score. There was a bunch of plays where Red Star were able to leak out and try to hit Trabzonspor on the counter, but it was just very slow build-up. I think of the one chance that Ivanić had from 20-21 yards out where he should have had a shot on net, and it took him forever to kind of settle and to get the ball out of his feet, and it just took forever. And then Trabzonspor just got on the attack. There was a few times where Mijatovic and Bukhari just weren't on the same page. I think Kangwa came in and defensively did a lot of good work, and that's me saying he's not a player who does very well. So they were all able to take that ownership and to help out defensively first. So Mustafa, Kangwa, Bukhari, Mijatovic was back. Like Rodic did an exceptional job, I thought, today. The entire back line. So that's the type of play that you need in a match where you have to win. You literally had to get all 3 points, and I thought that was outstanding from the players who came on. And again, they didn't create much offensively, but I don't think that when you're up 2-1, you throw on a bunch of guys. It's more to kind of solidify the game and to get the win. And I think a lot of them did that, and a lot of them don't have defensive characteristics, as I said. So that was excellent from them. In terms of the first match, the other match, Ferencváros and Monaco played to a 1-1 draw. So Ferencváros is through with 10 points, and then that second spot is up for grabs, and then third obviously goes to the Conference League. But this is a very important win. I think as long as you kind of hold your own destiny in your own hands, it's what you want in the final match, and also just keeps everyone on their toes because everyone still has something to play for, and pretty much everyone has to win in order to have a chance to go through. So maybe not the prettiest match tonight, but in terms of result, it was great.